Welcome back, everyone. I am the Depressed Dior, and this is Middara Unintentional Malum Act 1 on Tabletop Simulator. Apologies for last video being so long. Obviously, the story bits I didn't have much control over, but the shopping and training stuff did take about like 40 minutes, but there was a lot of stuff for us to get through. So, with all that said and done, let's... Also, off screen, I did go ahead and move my consumables around because I forgot to do that before moving on to this. I do have 2 consumable slots on Remy now, so I am taking advantage of that. Beyond that, though, I think everything else is okay. I'm just making sure the HP is correct. It is. Yours is like ridiculous now. 20, 26, yep, that is correct. Over here, 18, yep, 18 is correct. Over here, 20, yes, 20, you should have 4 defense. Everything else here should be good to go. Orange casting die, yeah, that's all good. Still have the white conviction. You're double purple, and white and purple. Okay, good stuff. All right, so Bungled Caper, we already did the introduction stuff for it. Like I mentioned at the end of the last video, a reminder that you're now fighting its upgraded versions of monsters. So we got upgraded versions of Gavaden and the Waterloa. In 1.1, it used to be like they used to use like actual names of the monsters. There was like Waterloa and then like Crystalline Waterloa or something like that. And then like same thing for Gavaden, there were like higher tier names for them or something along those lines. But they kind of dropped that in 1.2. Also in 1.1, they didn't have these like on the back of it where it said like, hey, you know, level common or whatever those things are. Instead they would tell you which ones you're supposed to be using. And in fact, in Chapter 2, you were for majority of it, you were still supposed to use the regular double purple Waterloa. But in this one, they just dropped everything and just tied it to loot level, and then gave everything a set loot level that you're supposed to. The scripting for this, by the way, was wrong. It did use the wrong Waterloa, so it is what it is. Other than that, actually, out of curiosity, okay. I'm just seeing if any of the text has changed. It has not. Also, we do have a new monster, which is the Fragor, which I will talk about in a bit, and then Cry. So, first things first, we'll go into this stuff. All right, win condition. All loot tokens are retrieved or destroyed, and all combatants have been defeated. And then, of course, if you've been defeated, that is the other way to finish this off. The blue objective is Sword in the Rocks. Blue objective token represents a weapon stuck in the cliffs, and an adventurer in this space may make an encounter action to make a strength 10 check to pull it from the rocks. If you do, read the hidden text for the blue objective. When a figure, and then there's Slippery Rocks. When a figure ends their movement on or leaves a special terrain space printed on tile UM55, they must make an agility 10 check. If they fail, they slip off of it and must move 1 space towards the current's edge and end their turn. Currents will move loot tokens and figures through this space as though it was water. So, yeah, the slippery rocks are right here. You might notice that all the loot tokens are in water, and they're going to be dragged by the current. And there are cliff faces. There's a cliff at the end here. If anything goes off that cliff, then that loot token is lost. So, the current, by the way, is slow. It's only 1 space at a time. So, for I believe it's at the end of every round. So at the end of round 3, this loot token at the up in the top left here will go off the edge. So the more you know. Besides that, we got insignificant K-sickles. Ventures are not required to kill the K-sickles when determining the win conditions of this encounter. So if you want to kill everything, you need to make sure you keep something else alive first before going after the K-sickles. We got Dangerous Edge. When a figure ends their movement on or leaves a special terrain space printed on tile UM57, they must make a Perception 10 check. If they pass, they immediately move their figure to any adjacent space and continue their turn. If they fail, they are defeated. So, yeah, so we got the treacherous cliff face here that leads into the Sword in the Stone over there. We do have a blue totem and a red totem. The blue totem is pretty easy to trigger. Pretty much if you go out to the right here, you'll easily trigger it. The red one is tucked in this corner, though, and that's pretty hard to deal with. Besides that, we have a million... we have a million caves. We have a million monsters all around us. We got 2 Gavanen up above. We got Waterlows to the left and right. And then we have Fragors. First, I'll talk about the upgraded Gavanen. Really, the only thing to note besides the dice change and general increase in stats is their symbols. I believe the symbols are slightly stronger. I think the bursts are a bit better. Same thing for Waterlow. Waterlow is now actually use shields to give +1 magic damage, which does bypass armor, so something to be aware of. So yeah, everything has higher defense now, more HP, so it's going to take a lot more to kill these things. Their AI and all that stuff generally stays the same, though. I think the only thing that may change is the force of some of their effects. So for the Gavanen, I think it's force 11, which we can quickly check, I guess. Gavanen... Nope, it's the same. Okay, the more you know. All right, not a problem. Now let's go ahead and talk about Fragors. These are a swarm type, so you have to kill all of them to get any loot. They're type insect, and they are the worst things in existence. I'll read the back first. Glowing curiosities. When observed, Fragors can be seen moving busily about, though not much they do seems to have any purpose. Their bulbs flash with brilliant light as they bob, and their legs twitch as they pick up rocks and plants and move them around. One Fragor may begin to build piles of debris, only to have another Fragor tear them apart moments later. Due to Fragor habitats existing only in the most remote corners of Middara, little time has been spent studying these strange creatures. Some things are known about them, though, such as their fiercely territorial nature. If undisturbed, however, Fragors are perfectly content minding their own business and staying away from human affairs. Fragors live in large groups, but don't seem to interact socially with one another. It's more like they exist in proximity to each other rather than living together. They also don't raise their young. Fragors mate, lay eggs, and then wander off. Their larvae are planted in mossy patches and left to fend for themselves. An undisturbed Fragor nest can produce scores of healthy offspring. The newly hatched insects will eat their way out of the mossy nest, then spread evenly in search of food. What Fragors are best known for are the vibrant glowing sacs that grow on their backs. These sacs collect the toxins found in the poisonous plants Fragors eat, and usually begin to color by the time a hatchling is a few days old. These bulbs glow with incandescent light, their color indicating the toxins inside. When threatened, a Fragor can fire its bulbs a surprising distance. Shortly after detaching from the bug's exoskeleton, the bulb's exterior becomes soft and delicate. Even the slightest perturbation will cause them to burst like a balloon, sending a cocktail of vicus poison everywhere. So yeah, the main reason why I always buy an augur or an augur's pager at the start of chapter 2 is because of Fragors. I have talked about like how the game likes to just throw a lot of monsters at you like right out the door when you go into some encounters, and it can be rough for some monsters, but for Fragors it's absolutely devastating. If they go first before you do, you are in a world of hurt, because those bulbs they spit out, there's nothing you can do about them. This game's always been like, there's been always people that talk about like using summons for tanking and things like that. And I've always pointed out that tanking in this game is probably the least useful thing you can be doing in the game, simply because the mechanics of this game kind of lean towards killing everything as quickly as possible before they can do things. But killing them first before they do things is the ultimate form of damage mitigation. That being said, when a monster... in Chapter 1, when a monster went first, it wasn't necessarily the end of the world. We had other tools to deal with that, whether it was dodging, just soaking it, or just having a big pool of HP to kind of just endure it. But for Fragors, if they go first, or they get an action off, they're most likely going to do something that you cannot avoid, which we'll go more into if I happen to let them take an action. Good news, though, Fragors are another conduit summon, so if I can get Zeke near one, I can potentially get it, but more than likely I will not be doing that anytime soon. Also, I think I mentioned last video that the wand of missiles can help out with conduit summon. That is not true. It specifically says spells, so the only thing it can help out with is nothing. Actually, it literally does nothing. So yeah, there's no reason for me to have the wand of missiles here. But that's okay. Maybe someday I'll get a spell. All right, so with all that said and done, we're going to go ahead and shuffle. So, by the way, you start here behind this tree. I put Nightingale and Rook in the front, Remy in the back, and Zeke in this corner here. Zeke's going to probably be doing buffs. Remy has enough mobility where she can just kind of handle things on her own. Nightingale, of course, is going to just shoot everyone to smithereens. And, of course, Rook also wants to be in front so he can tank and kill everything as well. So, now time for the ultimate question. Am I going to have to use a pager on round 1? No. The Gavine will be going second, but everyone else will be going before the Fragors. So I can devote all my energy towards killing Fragors. Let's see. I'm going to make sure this is all correct. So if it's within range 6, it'll just shoot. But if it's not, it'll just move. Okay. So with that in mind, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, purple's out of range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Red Fragor can't do anything. It's just orange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is a straight diagonal, so it definitely has line of sight. Thankfully, they can't move and shoot. That's what I was checking here. Oh, by the way, if you're near a Fragor, you can't cast spells. Just FYI. Something I tend to forget often. Also, Fragors don't provoke break attacks from their own bulbs, which makes sense, but everyone else does provoke break attacks from bulbs, so the more you know. Alright, so Nightingale goes first. Now, these guys have 12 HP and 10 defense, and I'll be shooting through hindering terrain. We also still need to deal with like water lows and all that. So I think the plan of action here is I'm going to go ahead and take 1 irreducible damage to make my next action cost 1 less. Actually, no. Take that back. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2. Okay, never mind. Plan will stay as is. So yeah, we'll do an infection, take 1 irreducible damage, and do a empowered shot at the orange Fragor. I'm not moving, so I have +1 and -1, so just the raw roll here, and I need to hit a defense of 10. And I do have a masterwork, so let's see if we can make something happen here. Alright, 12 in total, that is a hit. And we got enough shields to make something happen here, so I think we may be able to get kill here. So 12, so 2 damage base. 3, 4, 5, 6, and then +6 for having 5 shields. That's 12 damage exactly. That will kill a Fragor. So that's 1 Fragor down. Not bad. All right. Next. Oh, since I damaged an opponent, I am going to go ahead and exhaust Ring of Blood to heal for 2. All right. Next, I'm going to go ahead and... So everything else I believe is out of my range. That's clipping a tree. That is clipping a tree and too far away. And clipping a tree. So the only thing else I can possibly shoot at is this water loa, which is 7 spaces away. My range is 6, but I do have Precise Strike. So I think that's going to be the plan of action. We'll do a Precise Strike and see what happens. Or, because I can't move, unfortunately. So, yeah, good luck me. Precise Strike. So I have +2 to this. If I beat the defense by 4, which means I have to roll a 15, I'll do extra damage. Unfortunately, the only way I'm going to do 15 on these dice is... Well, I do have Masterwork. So actually... Let's see. Yeah, I'm shooting through hindering. So yeah, the only way this will happen is if I roll really, really high near the max or pop the Masterwork. All right, no empower for this. We're just going to shoot. Okay. I will... Yeah, I'll go ahead and do Kill the Messenger. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just checking. Yeah, I killed that Fragor without even needing to use arrows. That's actually really good. All right, so I'm doing Kill the Messenger. So I'm right now 13. So I'm definitely not going to proc the extra damage from Precise Strike. That's fine. but I'm at 13 right now. Symbols don't matter. So 13 versus 11 would be 2, and then I could do another 6 here for 8 in total. So 8 damage. I don't have poison anymore to worry about, so that's taken care of. Yeah, I think that's going to be it. I can do a masterwork to help a little bit, but I think I'm going to hold. All the attacks will be pretty much there. Yeah, I'll go ahead and just pop masterwork now and do another damage. Okay. Goes to, so that was all my arrows used. I have Quicken Eye, but no one's in range, so goes to Gavaden. Alright, Gavaden's just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and attack Rook. Rook will dodge with a Gene Tweak. Alright, we are at 14 defense. Alright, the attack misses. Then move to be able to reach 2 from the farthest opponent within movement range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so furthest opponent would actually be Remy. Remy will dodge using a minimalist quiver. Uh, 13 defense. It misses. 5. Yeah, there's no way I can hit anything else. That's fine. All right, the other one's going to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So only place to go is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to here and attack Rook. Rook will just tank this one. So here goes nothing. Alright, this is like 14, so 4 base, 5, 6, negates 2 armor, and then 8 damage. So it'll do 6 damage if I let it go through. Making sure that's correct. 14, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so I'll do 6 damage. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'll take 6 damage. I'll go ahead and, since I got hit with a opponent was adjacent to me, I'll exhaust this and do 3 damage back. Alright, then the Gavaden's going to move and try to hit somebody else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still nothing, so it's going to go... That is clipping, so it's going to go 1, 2, 3 to here and attack Remy. There's a break attack. I'm not going to take it. I still have a mundane Warhammer here, so it's probably not worth the effort. So it's going to go to Remy to dodge. I'll dodge with a hoodie. 14 defense. 13, just barely a miss. Yep, +1 for that. 14 defense. One defense from the hoodie, 2 from the hasten core. Yep, good to go. All right, that is Gavaden. Goes to Rook. These will unexhaust. All right, who do we want to go? We definitely need to deal with the Fragors. I do have the Hemlock and Sarah, which can help me at least blast these things to smithereens, which would be good. We also need to take out the Waterloa. So it's kind of a pick and choose your battles here type situation. And what's it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's not much I can do about this. this Waterloo will move up and shoot me. So maybe I should just try to blow up the Gavaden. Well, there's definitely one surefire way to blow up a Gavaden. I'm going to throw a throwing knife. 7 damage. Alright. Then I will spend 2 stamina and in power. To do a courage stifle on the one I just stabbed with a knife. And we'll see what we can make happen. That is 17, so I'm pretty sure this guy can't even resist it. Nope. Takes 10 damage, or takes 8 damage. Yeah, I only have 4 defense right now, so yeah, 8 damage, which will kill. First Gavaden killed. We're in common tier now, so the gold values will be slightly higher, I think just by 1. Or we can get item loot. This will be pretty interesting. Alright. 4. I've never rolled that. An accessory. Okay. So accessories are all over here, and we can get literally anything. Okay. We get weapon straps. This is the one that lets you do a free re-equip, and you can get a free dodge if you combo with melee, or you can get extra mobility if you combo with range. Not too shabby. This can be useful for the other, possibly in the future. But right now, it is what it is. Okay. So that's them dead. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and spend up my last stamina to move. But before I do that, I will do intervention and put that on Remy. I won't have enough to do Banish Knowledge right now, unfortunately, but it is what it is. So I'm going to go, I'm going to spend my last stamina to move. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. I'm going to exhaust the Maw of the Warden to roll a black die. Every shield I roll does 1 physical damage, so I'll do 1 damage to that Gavaden. But more importantly, 1, 2, 3, 4. I will throw a throwing knife at the red Waterloa. So here's our second throwing knife. 7 damage. I'll throw another throwing knife. 5 damage. I'll throw another throwing knife. 6 damage. That is exactly enough to kill. That is amazing. Maybe you are the one that should have the throwing knives, Rook, because you're a lot luckier than Remy is. So 1 Waterloo down. Wow. All right. This is a game now. All right. So we have 6 unique common items and then 21 wandering cards. So more than likely we're going to get a wandering card here, but that's fine. All right. We're going to hit shuffle once and take the top. Okay. This is the Bindings of Her Will. It's a relic. Once per encounter, you can make a range 4 attack using your equipped combat dice. This attack may only use the symbols below. For 4 symbols, you can exhaust this card instead of placing a use token on it. Every book is +1 magic damage, and then a burst is push or pull the target up to 3 spaces, force 10 plus difference hit. So I will take that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we have enough to do a re-equip. We have enough slots to grab it and re-equip, that is. For now, I will tag out the Hemlock and Sere and put out the Bindings of Her Will. I will probably need to wait to use it though. I'll probably need to wait to use it, since if I want to make it an exhaust, I might use it anyway. We'll see. We'll Well, right now I'm not going to use it because Gavaden are hell. Anything else? Oh, by the way, the weapon straps are worth 70 gold, so they could be purchased for 70 gold. As for selling accessories, I believe they scale based off whatever current loot level you're in. All right. Also, one other thing about the upgrades, there are upgrades of the variants. So if we do pull any Earth Lows or Cave Sickles, as mentioned, we will grab the versions that are higher level. All right. Well, it saved me the use of the Adventures Pack, so I am going to go ahead and use this opportunity to tag out some items and do that. So remember, I have 9 consumable slots and then 9 pack slots and then 4 consumable slots. So with what we have right now, we still have 2 slots remaining. All right. We still have the Gavaden here to deal with. Everything's been going really, really well. I think I'll go ahead and just throw the throwing knives. I was kind of been pretty conservative with my throwing knives as in the past. I think I should just use them before I lose them. So I'm going to go ahead and throw both throwing knives and see if I can put some damage on this guy. Another 7. Okay, so he's at 8 out of 10 on the damage. That's fine. Okay, that is Rook. Goes to Remy. Sentient Bodysuit would heal me for 1, but I'm already at full health. I'm going to go ahead and flip the Hasten Core to give myself haste. And the other side is just the same, but doesn't have that flip ability. So we now have haste. And we have 11 movement. All right. I think what I will have Remy do is focus on just grabbing those loot tokens. I think that's going to be the plan of action. We'll see what happens. So if I spend 2 stamina, I can fly. I mean, my other option is I try to rush the Fragors, which I do have some options for. Speaking of rushing the I'm going to go ahead and pop my Murder Circus. Could I kill this guy? No, even if I roll max, it won't kill. So I'm not going to do Murder Circus yet. All right, I'm going to spend 2 stamina to fly then. We have 11 movement. We have 6 base, plus 1 from the hoodie, plus 1 from Ethereum upgrade, plus 2 from the core, plus 1 from the quiver. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 movement. So with flight, I can fly over everything. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm kind of okay with just stopping here because of the current. This guy has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So can't get in range there. Our movement should not have triggered anything. Nope. Yeah, this is still being blocked by the rock up there. So we're okay on that front. So that was majority of my movement. I am going to go ahead and grab the loot token. So let's see what we get. The yellow. Gain 2 random consumables. So the consumables in this, you grab everything from current tier and the tier below you, and the tiers below you. So we got common and mundane now. So here we go. 22 cards. Bottle Blessing and a Hyper Energy Potion. Cool. So I'll go ahead and take my free re-equip, thank you. Might as well tag out both of these. Alright. So we got one of the loot tokens. And then I'm going to go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll do a diagonal move with the Sword of Dominion over to here. Just play it safe. So that is it for Remy. Goes to Zeke. Unfortunately, one of the missiles only works on spells, so that is useless to me. I can try to finish off the Gavaden, but to be honest, we're kind of in good shape against the Gavaden. They do hit like trucks, but I think we're okay with them. I do have the cat suit if I desperately need to have something happen with that. But other than that, yeah, the issue is I'm out of range. That's the issue right now. Is I'm out of range of everything. The only thing I could possibly do right now is do Exalted Summoning and possibly just kill somebody with Minos. I'll be rolling a white and a teal with that. And the only target I have for that would be the Gavaden, which isn't bad. I mean, taking that out would get the Gavaden off the board. And they do hit pretty hard, and they're dodging, and they're all kind of nonsense. So yeah, you know what? We'll go ahead and pop Exalted Summoning. I should have line of sight. I do. So we'll go ahead and pop Minos the Contractor. An opponent with an SOI is dealt magic damage equal to the number rolled using both their conviction dice and then inflicts Condemn. So can we do 10 damage? Yep, that is 11. So that is a kill on Gavaden. Alright, so far our looting has been absolutely fantastic. There's literally only monster loot left in here. So I don't expect to get that. 5 gold, we're up to 12. Alright, Ghost of Fragors. Is there an opponent adjacent? No. Is there an opponent within range 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not anyone within line of sight. Can it move adjacent to an opponent? They have 4 movement. No. Otherwise, move towards nearest opponent. Nearest opponent is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's definitely going to be Nightingale. All right. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. The other one's going to do movement as well. 1, 2. Actually, it's definitely not going to take any routes that can provoke break attacks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Goes to Waterloa. Waterloa can't do anything from here. It's just going to take a step closer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. It's going to take a shot at the person with the lowest total armor value, which is actually Nightingale. Nightingale's going to dodge with a hoodie. Uh, 14 defense. Complete miss. I do get a free counter. Also, this attack was at -1 because of shooting through hindering. I'm going to counterattack. I haven't moved, and I'm shooting through hindering, so it's going to be +1, -1. And it's just going to be the 2 dice here. 9 is a miss. I am going to go ahead and pop my aligning machine. After resolving an attack you made, if the attack missed the target, you can do the same attack on the same target. So I will go ahead and do so. I could do a reroll. Yeah, you know what? Actually, before we do that, let's do the reroll first. Reroll the 3. 13. Okay, so it's going to do 2 damage. All right. Not too shabby. Goes to new round. All right, Waterloa goes first. It's going to go ahead and shoot at Nightingale. Nightingale will dodge with a stamina. Also, I think I could have done a wilt earlier with depending on when Rook took that 6 damage, but I'm not going to worry about it. Anyway, 13 defense. I'm probably going to hit. That's 13, 14, 15, 16, so it definitely hits. Because every book is +1 attack for this thing. It also rolled a burst, so it's going to heal for 5. Yeah, Waterloas suck. All right. So what are we looking here? What was it? 13, 14, 15, 16. I have 13 defense. It's going to be 3 damage base. And then 4, 5. And I reduce range damage, physical range damage by 2. So I take 3 damage. So yeah, 14. It was 14, 13. So which would have been base 0 exactly. And then 1, 2, 3. Two of which will get canceled. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 damage. All right. Then I get water put on me. Not much I can do about that. All right. And then it goes to Nightingale's turn. She'll get 3 stamina. All right. So Fragors are going to be a problem because this one is in range to shoot. Waterloo has already done their thing. So I can try to just move and hope for the best. And I've already started the round, so I can't do the pager now, which is fine. Yeah, I think we might have to just bite that bullet. 1, 2. I also have to be careful about where I'm standing, too. Yeah, there's not much I can do. I'm going to spend I'll take a damage with infection to pay for my movement and go 1, 2, 3 to here. I'm trying to not trigger that blue totem. And then we're going to go... so we got the Waterloo over there, and then Pain in front of us. I do have a clear shot of the purple one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has range of everything as well, so it is what it is. All right, I will spend... I'm going to go ahead and do a Quickened Eye and spend a stamina to do an empowered shot. Actually, no. I'll spend a stamina and do Precise Strike first and shoot the purple one. Still empowered, though. All right, good luck. All right. So I'm shooting into hindering. So I'm at -1 right now. This thing has 10 defense. So if I let it go through as is, I will miss, but I can masterwork to make it hit. In which case, my damage would be 6, 9, 12, because these guys don't have armor. And that will kill the one in the back. Sorry, Zeke, you're not getting a transformation this time. So yeah, -1 to this. These guys only have 10 defense, thank God. So with Masterwork, I do hit. And then I had 5 shields to get 6 damage. And then use 3 my barbed arrows to essentially do another 6 in total. So yeah, that kills. I'll use the Ring of Blood to heal for 2. All right. Next, that was just my Precise Strike. We'll go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and do Quickened Eye and empower it as well and shoot the other Fragor. All right, I will use Kill the Messenger to change that 2 into a 7. So 13, so 3 base. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I do 10 damage. So we're at least on the board. Next, I'm going to go ahead and pop Ambitious, get 2 stamina. Everyone else will get 1. Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't even do the rest of Zeke's turn. I apologize. Honestly, I probably would have given haste to somebody. I probably would not have moved, though. Yeah, I think I still... Yeah, actually, I should have just moved. That would have solved a lot of my problems. I completely forgot to do the rest of Zeke's turn. At the very least, I want to at least do Banished Knowledge at this point. I'm not going to rewind what I'm doing. I'm already committed to fighting the Fragors. So, yeah, I'll just say I gave haste to Nightingale. That would actually make the most sense. So instead of doing Ambitious, that would put us here. Or sorry, that'll put us there. We started with, we gained 1 from haste. This put us here. We did Precise Strike empowered, Quickened Eye empowered, and that leaves us with 2 left. Okay, yeah, that is correct. I'm going to spend 2 stamina to shoot again. We've already moved, so it'll be at -1. We do hit for 3 damage. This will be 11, so 1 base, then 2 books will do 2 damage. So 3 damage in total, kills the Fragors. Alright, yeah, my apologies. I completely forgot Zeke could actually do other things. Not many things, but he can do some things. So yeah, he should have haste. So Nightingale has haste. That makes sense. Also, why'd I put... no, that's correct. Yeah, everything else I don't really care about right now. I guess I could have done a conduit summon too, and done a ranged attack of some sort, but at this point, I'm fine with what I have. Alright, other than that, I could take a shot at the Waterloa, but I would do 2 extra damage, which would certainly help a little, but I don't think it's worth popping Ambitious for, so I'm not going to. Alright, goes to Remy. Oh, I did forget to resolve the loot tokens. They should have moved up 1 space. Like so. Alright, so Remy will get 4 stamina because she put haste on herself last round. I'll spend 1 to go ahead and flip the token here. It is green. That can't be bad, right? Inside the chest, you find a pile of treasure. Gain 20 gold. 39. Alright, then I will spend a stamina to move. Let's see. I mean, at this point, we're actually kind of okay. So yeah, I'll spend a stamina to move. I'm going to try to jump 2 spaces. So I'll go ahead and do that now. Oh, it'll be 2 purples. 8 plus 6 is 14. I needed a 12, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That will definitely trigger. So that's blue totem. Blue totem is this one. Head in behind a rock and Earthloa turns to look in your direction and spawn an Earthloa on the space this totem occupied. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and roll this purple. If it's the low ones... Okay, we get the bigger one. Alright, so let me pull out combat variations here. Also just going to put these away. And instead, we'll drag this down here for easier thingies. So this is the stronger variant. And then we still need to grab the base one just so I can get all the figures and initiative cards and scripting. But for the most part, I'm pretty sure everything here is pretty much the same. It is... okay. Oh, actually it's not. Is that really correct? I have to verify that one moment. I'm pretty sure that's a typo, but I'll go as written. So yeah, the thing I noticed is the burst is not increased. It should be. Usually the change should only be AI related. In any case, upgraded Earthloas have 30 HP now instead of 20, and they roll teal dice, and then they have a little extra conviction. And technically their symbols get slightly better, but this one's didn't. So it is what it is. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and spawn ourselves an Earth Loa. This one being Itlam Rich. And go from there. Alright, so I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10, 11 with a jump. That's actually a fail. I'll reroll with intervention. That's a pass. And then I will do a Sword of Dominions down here. And then I'm going to Blade Works this guy. I'll roll an orange and a red. 12 is a hit, so it's going to be 1 plus 1 from the combos for 2 damage. And then I will go ahead and spend 2 stamina to swing one more time. Alright, 14, so that's going to be 3, 4 damage. Alright, goes to Earth Loa. Earth Loa is going to go 1, 2, actually I'll go 1, let's see, what's closer? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 this way. Alright. By the way, this Earth Loa is going to be alive for a while because we're going to keep him alive so we can go after the cave sickles that we have yet to spawn. Goes to Zeke. Zeke will go 3 stamina and actually remember to use his abilities this time. I know, it's a shock. Alright. Let's go ahead and we'll spend 1 stamina to move. But actually, we'll spend 1 stamina to give haste to Rook. And then spend 1 stamina to move. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. While I'm moving, I can transform into a Merchound. And then go 6 to here. And then I will attack with Deadly Spine. Symbols won't matter, but I do get +2 because of Merc Bond. And we'll see what happens. Yeah, that's probably what I expected. Alright, goes to Rook. Rook will get 4 stamina thanks to haste. I'm going to spend 1 stamina to move. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 7, 8 to here. So that'll cost that. And then I'll spend 2 stamina and an Empower to do a Courage Stifle on the Water Loa. And we'll see what we'll get. 15. Alright, we do 8 damage, which will kill it. Alright, Water Loa is dealt with. 5 gold. 44. Alright, and then I will go ahead and do Intervention and give that to Remy. And then that is pretty much it. Alright, new round. Before that, we do move these up a space. Alright, shuffle. Alright, Nightingale goes first. She'll get 4 stamina for haste. She'll spend 1 stamina to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9 to here. And then I will spend a stamina to go ahead and loot this loot token. We got the red one. Read the hidden text for the red objective. Red objective. You pull the waterlogged chest from the river and begin to open it. You and all adjacent adventurers must make a lore 10 check. My lore is 3 with Nightingale, so I need to roll a 7. Good to go. Alright, if an adventure passes, they remember learning about this type of trap in school. Realizing what's about to happen, they dive away as the chest explodes. All figures on or adjacent to this token who fail their lore check take 2 purples of magic damage. The explosion causes the ground to erupt, sending dirt and debris all around. This explosion must have been similar to the one that destroyed the caravan. The force of it rocks the foundation of the river bed, opening up a cavern below, destroying the chest. Place a dangerous terrain token on the space this loot token occupied. Any figure that was standing on the space the loot token occupied is not defeated. Place tiles, tokens, and figures according to diagram 11. These tiles do not connect to the board and are set up independent of the rest of the tiles on the table. You and all adventurers who made a lore check must make an agility 10 check. Alright, we'll go ahead and do the agility 10 check. We'll deal with the diagram later. I have 5 agility, so that is 11, so I do pass. Let's go ahead and take this opportunity to get the train down, though. Is that a 2x2? It is. Let's see, right-click, refill. There you are. So this will be on this tile. All right, continue reading. If they fail, place them on any water terrain space on tile UM21. Figures that were standing on the space that the chest occupied failed this check automatically. The dangerous terrain token placed on this event represents an entrance to the cave below. Any figure who moves onto this token is not defeated. Instead, place their figure on any unoccupied water terrain space on tile UM21 before continuing their turn as normal. The tiles placed from diagram 11 are not considered adjacent to the rest of the board. The green objective token on the east side of the cave is a tunnel that slopes towards the surface. All right, diagram 11. So what we'll do is we'll put a little gap there to show that they are separate. Okay, and then we have a bunch of water. Yeah, this can be pretty rough if you fall in here because all those cave sickles down there are going to act next. All right, I am going to go ahead and roll for variants. First one are the variants, and then the second group is also the variant. So they're all variants. Let's go ahead and grab the upgraded variants. These ones do look to be correct. I'm going to go ahead and start moving some of this stuff out of the way because we're running out of space. Should be able to safely get rid of most of these. I'm going to go ahead and shift these guys down. All right, so I can go and grab cave sickles in a bit. So these ones have base orange dice, and then they get stronger with more people around it, as always. Biggest difference for their symbols is they now have burst that do +1 damage. Their conviction went up slightly. Actually, yeah, it pretty much went up an entire tier. And then everything else is pretty much the same. Actually, I think their poison got a little bit stronger. Yeah, their poison got 1/4 stronger, so it's harder to resist the poison. Also, okay, I believe I mentioned this last video. Their HP is the scripting for the tier 2 cave sickles are wrong. They have the HP and dice rolls, or so they have the HP of the next tier up. So just note that these guys actually have 12 HP. I tend to forget this and then end up fighting these guys at 16 HP, which is still doable, but does take more time. Alright, yep, all that's still... Yeah, I think for the Itlamifuse, the same thing. That I think all their effects increase by 1/4. Alright, as for where they spawn, they go in order over on this side. Also, special rules here. The current here... I think it's just one current going to the right towards the pit, and then the special encounter rules is shallow waters. Figures may jump from the water terrain spaces on tile UM9 and tile UM21, because otherwise there's no way to actually get across those pits without a plank. And the game can't expect you to have a plank on you because there's only 2 in the deck, and they take up precious slots. I do have a plank, and I'm still probably not going to use it. I should probably give one to Zeke and one to Remy, since they keep wanting to kill themselves. Alright, also green objective and purple objective. The green objective was mentioning that it's like a opening that seems to be sloping upward, so that's probably implying that's the exit. And then the purple... The purple objective, it just says, as soon as adventurers have line of sight of this objective, read the following hidden text. Alright. Okie dokie. This was on Nightingale's turn, so we'll be like that. So yeah, we don't have to kill these cave sickles for the victory, but I want to. So more than likely, we're going to let this Earthloa run around while we go in and deal with them. We still need to deal with Red Totem, by the way. Nightingale is done with her turn, so it just goes to the cave sickles. They can't do anything. We'll go to Zeke next. Zeke will get 3 stamina and currently has 8 movement because you're in water right now. So first we'll do a aquatic zoom for 2 spaces. And then we're going to go ahead and spend a stamina to move and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with a jump. With Nightingale's help, that's actually a fail. So we're just going to go all the way to there. Alright. And I'm going to go ahead and just transform back to human form. And that'll be it for right now. Earthloa goes. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Goes to Remy. Alright, Remy. Your ultimate test now. You're going to get 4 stamina. You're going to spend 1 to move. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And trigger whatever the hell this is. Alright, so Red Totem is hell. Tucked away behind a pile of rocks, something stirs. If one or more Fragors are on the board, read A, otherwise read B. The rock stirs as 3 Fragors scurry into the open from behind the rubble. Spawn the 3 Fragors adjacent to this to the space this totem occupied. So we get to spawn a bunch of Fragors. Which isn't the end of the world. But the good news is, if I can get a kill here, I can guarantee I get the Fragor. Fragor conduit. Other than that, though, it's bad news for everybody. Alright. It's still Remy's turn, so I am going to go ahead and do a Blade Works and attack this Fragor. It's going to be Just the orange and red. Good luck. That is 15. These guys have 10 defense. So 5 base, 6 for sword. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, because burst are now +2. So I do kill this Fragor in 1 hit, I think, because these guys only have 12 HP. So just to count it again, 10 defense, so 5 base, 1 for the sword combo. 2 from the shields, so 8, 2 from the books, that's 10. And then the burst is now +2, so yeah, 12 damage exactly. That kills a Fragor. I'll go ahead and heal Nightingale for 3 with the Sword of Dominion. We'll go ahead and give Zeke the Conduit summon before I forget, because I always do. Alright, Fragor Conduit. The floor rushed up to meet Orion as his body stretched and distorted. For a moment he was entirely overwhelmed as his mind struggled to comprehend the placement of so many legs. His vision returned in a moment, spread wide so he could see the world in almost all directions. The floor spread beneath him. His head twitched rapidly on to one side, instantly alert at the tiniest vibration. He couldn't stay here, not out in the open. It suddenly didn't seem strange to have such weight behind him. The half-dozen glowing sacks represented safety for himself and a warning to any other creature who might see him. It would have to be enough. So skills are pretty mediocre, kind of meh. 4 movement, 0 armor. But probably the best thing about the Fragor Conduit is you don't trigger bulbs, which is awesome. And then we got Bold Detonation, which is deal a purple physical damage to yourself and all adjacent figures. Just like them, they can blow themselves up. Bulb Launch, Exhaust, place a random bulb on any space within SOI. And then got Disease Bite, that can inflict disease, which prevents healing. And then Vile Spit, which is just a range attack. So, pretty handy. Maybe we'll mess with it. Anyway, let's continue with the rest of our turn. We're going to go ahead and spend 2 stamina to swing at the other Fragor. I'll use Intervention to reroll. That sounds about right. I'll use a Enchanted Piercings to reroll. I'll use a Sword of Dominions to reroll the 3. Well, that's slightly more damage. Alright, 11. So it's going to do 2, 3, 4. 4 whole damage. Alright, 4 damage to a Fragor Orange. I could do a Murder Circus, but that's not going to be enough to do anything. I'm going to go ahead and I just popped this. Oh, actually, I can pop the Avian Flight. I'm going to spend 1 to do Avian Flight. Or not Avian Flight, sorry. Shady Training. This will provoke from the Fragor, so I will dodge with a hoodie. I have 11 defense. Alright, you get to make an attack. You missed. Now the question is do I move or do I take the counter? If I counter, I will not move. Which will be a little unfortunate. But if I counter, I could potentially kill at least another one of these guys. Let's go ahead and take the swing. We'll see what happens. Man, Remy. That is just unfortunate. Alright. In that case, last action I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and do Murder Circus, but I'm going to target the purple one. And do 3 damage. Which unfortunately is not enough to make a difference. I was hoping for a little bit more than that. Okay. Goes to Rook. Oh no, sorry. It goes to Fragors. Alright. We'll start with Fragor Purple. It's going to make a ranged attack at range 6 against farthest opponent within range. I think that is clipping... Remy is really hard to see. Yeah, we're definitely clipping the base there, so can't shoot at Nightingale. It's going to only be able to shoot at Remy. So here's the range attack. Oh, wow. All right, 15. So I'll take 5 damage. 3 damage, because range attacks do less to me. Actually, that's just the base right now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I take 7 damage. Oh, I did have a dodge. Let's dodge. Well, I've already taken the damage. I'm not going to worry about it. I forgot I still had a dodge on a quiver. Alright, then place a bulb adjacent on or adjacent to the target so it's adjacent to as many opponents as possible. So we take the Fragor bulbs here, shuffle them, and we're going to place one, I don't know, like right here to be as terrible as possible. Alright, then it's going to move down, or sorry, it's going to continue down. Can it move to be adjacent to an opponent? Move to be adjacent to as many opponents as possible. So 1. And then it's going to try to jump over to here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll see if it makes the jump. If it does, it will provoke, but it will do this because it will guarantee it makes itself as adjacent to as many figures as possible. Okay, so it succeeded, so it's definitely going to provoke a break attack. I can't go the other way because the water will hinder my movement enough that it won't reach. So this is the only way to get to adjacent to as many opponents as possible. So I made the jump, so it does take a break attack. So I will take a swing. And unsurprisingly, I roll a 9. So I miss anyway. Alright, but while it's jumping, I can take a shot with Nightingale, so I'll do that. I will do an Overwatch shot. I will shoot, yeah, I'll just do a regular Overwatch shot and see what happens. This is at +1. So if I were to maximize that with Kill the Messenger, I will be at 12. It'll do 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I can do arrows to do 11. And that will kill it before it can explode. So just making sure I did the math right. Actually, sorry, it does even more damage than that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, is that a range to do the wilt? But it has done a damage to an ally this turn. So I'm doing +2 physical here. So yeah, kill the messenger to maximize that die. I'm at 11, 12 because I'm not moving. So 2 base, 3, 4 from the effect of the Bear of Justice, 5, 6 because of the books, 7 for burst. So that puts it at 10, and then I can exhaust 1 arrow to do 13, and that'll kill. Okay. The more you know. Alright, then the orange Fragor is going to go. It's going to swing at, it's going to do a melee attack, which there's not really much I can do about that. I'll go ahead and try to dodge it with a quiver, just so I can try to avoid being diseased. 14 defense. Alright, completely misses, and then it's going to shoot, because it continues down. It's going to go ahead and shoot Remy. It hits, and I'll do 1 damage, which will get reduced down to 0 because of ranged damage reduction. Then it places another bulb down. And then it's going to, can it move to be adjacent to an opponent? Yes. And then it's going to try to get adjacent to as many opponents as possible. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 again. So it's going to try to do the jump. Makes the jump. It's going to take the break attack. All right, we got a number this time. So 14. So it's going to do 4 damage base, 5 for the combo, 6, 7, 8, 9. It'll do 9 damage, which will thankfully kill it. So Fragors are dead. Luckily, Fragors are not the brightest things. 10 gold. Bad news is Remy's gonna feel these bulbs in a second. All right. So for Rook, I think I'm gonna have to have Nightingale be the one to deal with the cave sickles. She's kind of the best one to deal with it, and we definitely need to. We're definitely going to need someone to kind of deal with the Earth Loa. So let's go ahead and get our 4 stamina. We'll spend 1 to move. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. And then I'm going to I will go ahead and give an intervention to Remy, because I think I have line of sight. I do not. We'll go here instead, and that gives me line of sight. So give intervention to Remy. You know what? Actually, no. Stick to the original plan. We'll give a intervention to Nightingale. So I do need Remy to go and deal with the sword and the stone, because she has the kind of the best stat layout for it. But I'm at the mercy of those bulbs right now, so I'm not sure what to expect. Oh, I did get a kill with the melee strike there, so I do heal for 3. So that's taken care of. Alright. Anyway, I'm going to spend 1 stamina to give haste to Zeke. And then I'll spend 2 stamina to blast the Earth Loa. I'll empower it as well. Actually, no, I will not empower it. Just an 11. Okay, I do 8 damage. And then it goes to new round. The loot token's going to move up a step. Yeah, these bulbs are in a really bad spot, and I'm going to need Zeke to go and get that loot token. And kind of go from there. Alright, new round. Okay, Rook will go first. Rook will get 4 stamina. I'll spend 1 to move. 1, 2, 3, actually, 1, 2 to here, and then I'll give Remy a intervention. And then I'll spend 2 stamina to blast the Earth Loa again. Again, 11. Another 8 damage. Alright, the rest I'll hold on to. It goes to Zeke. Zeke will get 4 stamina for haste. I will spend 1 to transform into a Fragor. I'm going to go ahead and spend 1 stamina to throw out a bulb. Oh, I can't get close enough. It's too far away. I was hoping to throw a bulb out to say hi to that Earth Loa with, but that's not happening. In any case, I'll spend a... So I was at full stamina. I spent 1 to transform. I'll spend 1 to move. Unfortunately, this is going to be kind of painful. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, actually, sorry, 1 second. Okay, I did move the loot token. It doesn't really matter too much, but I wanted to be sure. I have to spend another stamina to do this, by the way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to here. And then I'll go ahead and transform out and then grab the loot token. This will be a blue token. Inside the chest, you find a pile of treasure. Gain 20 gold. 74. Okay. And then the water current is only 1, so the heavy is going to prevent me from being pushed around. So we got all the loot tokens before they fell off the cliff. That's mission accomplished. Cave cycles 4 through 6 are not going to do anything. They have no targets. Earth Loa is going to go. It's going to go here and take a swing at Rook. Rook will try to dodge. Actually, I'll spend a stamina to dodge. Alright, well, I'm at 11. This will be at -1. That's a much bigger number. So that's 14, 13. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and no burst for some reason. Or no, burst is regular, so 7. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 damage. I have 4 armor, so I'll do 3. And then I have to do a conviction check, else I'll be pushed 4 spaces. And be paralyzed. Alright, well, I have a white and a purple. I definitely failed. Alright, so I'm going to fly 3 spaces because I do have 1 stack of heavy. So 1, 2, 3. And I become paralyzed. Alright, he has 11 health left. Alright, then it goes to Nightingale. And Nightingale's going to go to full stamina. And I think it's time to murder. I'm going to take 1 damage with the infection to pay for my movement, and I'm going to fall down into the pit. So I believe the rules for this is, how does it work? Instead, place a figure on any unoccupied water or terrain space on tile UM21. UM21 is in the middle here. So I go 1, splash, 2, 3 to there. And then we're just going to go to town. So I'm going to shoot at the red cave sickle first because it's just out of range from getting any defensive bonus. So I'm going to start with a precise strike and just make my attack. These things have 12 HP. I'm going to go ahead and empower it. We'll just play it safe. Empower. Huh. I will re-roll the 3 with the quiver. Alright, so these things have 10 defense. So what I can do is I can do the masterwork to make sure I hit, because I've moved, unfortunately. So that puts me at exactly 0 damage. I have 5 shields, so it's going to be 6. The books will be 8. And then I will go 11, 14 damage with the barbed arrows. That'll kill the red one. Time for the fun stuff. Does it explode? No explosion. Okay. Everything else here seems to be pretty standard. Okay, so that's 1 down. I'll go ahead and heal for damage with the Ring of Blood. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and do a empowered shot again. And this time I'm going to target purple. Since I killed red, I don't have to worry about the +1 defense now. Not much I can do about that. It's a miss. I'm going to go ahead and use the aligning machine to attack again, and I will empower it. Actually, no. Let's re-roll all dice first. So, intervention. That's not much better. Okay, now we'll aligning machine and empower it. Well, now I rolled the skull. Okay, so that's a miss again. I'm going to go ahead and do ambitious. And I'll go ahead and shoot again. We'll shoot at purple. It's just going to be a regular shot this time. I can do kill the messenger to make it at least an 11. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 damage, which is more than I was doing a second ago. So yeah, remember these guys have 12 health, not 16. That was just a typo. Alright, cave sickles 1 through 3. So it's going to go 2 first, which is going to move up and try to shoot me. I'm going to go ahead and Overwatch shot. I have +1 to this. I hit and do no damage. Luck is not on my side. Alright. So this thing's going to make 2 ranged attacks. I will dodge with the hoodie. I will not dodge anything, apparently. So 2 teals. It hits. It's going to do 3 damage, and I will take 2. Alright, then it's going to shoot again. 12, so it's going to be 2, 3, 4. I'll take 2. They do shoot twice, and then the current's going to drag it forward with step. And then this one's going to move up and shoot me. Unfortunately, I don't have anything I can do about it. Yep, nothing I can do about it. So, well, technically there is something. I can pop an MF Fortitude, but I'm not going to do that. 13, so 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll take 4. It's going to shoot again. 11, so it's going to do 1. And then it goes to Remy. Alright, Remy. Good luck. You'll get 4 stamina. Oh, sorry, I forgot to do the purple objective. When you have line of sight of it, which I do. In the back corner of the dark cave, you see a slumped over corpse with a bandolier of goods. Any adventurer adjacent to this token may make an encounter action to gain 3 random consumables and then discard it. Okay, so we have that available. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 stamina to fly. I am still going to provoke break attacks. I trigger both these bulbs. We haven't really talked about bulbs yet, so let's talk about bulbs. Bulbs tokens are put into play by Fragor combatant and conduit cards. When any figure would provoke a break attack from a bulb, flip the bulb token and resolve the listed ability against all figures on or adjacent to the bulb. Bulb tokens that are moved at the same time as another figure or cause a situation where a break attack timing is ambiguous will not flip. So yeah, standard stuff. Alright, flip this over. Paralysis. And the next one, purple physical damage. Alright, so roll the purple physical damage. Oh yeah, I did forget I was supposed to heal. So I will heal the damage from Sentient Bodysuit. I take 2 damage back. And I become paralyzed. And it's at end of next turn, so I'm paralyzed for the rest of this. And then these get put back into the thing. So yeah, these things are nasty. What's very chaotic about them, though, is when they burst, they do hit kind of everybody. But beyond that, though, it's kind of hell. Alright, that is it for Remy. Goes to new round. Alright, what is that, 4 through 6? Well, we're going to be in trouble. Yep, we're going to be in trouble. Alright, goes to Remy. Remy is paralyzed. She is now immune to paralysis. She does still trigger passives, I think. Yeah, status effects. So she'll just heal for 1. Also, this should be unexhausted. Goes to Earthloa. Earthloa is going to go 1, 2, 3 with a jump and try to reach. Succeeds. Then it's going to take a swing at Rook. Rook cannot dodge because he is currently paralyzed. So it's just going to take a swing. -1 to this. Misses. And then it goes to Chaos Eagles 4 through 6. We'll start with 4. 1. Oh yeah, I forgot this guy got pulled forward. 1, 2. Yeah, he should have got pulled forward. Alright, Chaos Eagles going to move up. He'll move to here because he's smart enough to do that. He'll attack Nightingale. Nightingale will just tank this. So here goes nothing. 2 teals. 2, 3, 4, 5. He'll do 3 damage. Not dead yet. It's going to take a second shot. 12. It's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5. He'll do 3 damage. Alright, K-Sigil Green here is going to shoot at Nightingale. At this point, I will... Do I care about... You know, if I get defeated, that's kind of okay. So, yeah. So, this is within range 4. It's going to shoot and then move. So, here goes nothing. Oh, sorry, I rolled the wrong dice. That was completely the wrong dice. It should have been a teal and orange. And since I don't know which one's going to be which, it's going to be this. 11, 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll do 2 damage. I have 1 HP left. Then it's going to move to be in melee range and swing at me. So it's going to jump over that pit. It does. And then it's going to go to, like, I don't know, here. And then swing. And actually I'll move to here. That way it can get empowered. So empowered. That is the wrong symbol, but it still hits and it's still going to take her out. Alright. Go ahead and remove Nightingale from the board. Yeah, I could have tried dodging some of this stuff and pop MF Fortitudes, but honestly, it's not really worth it. Alright, goes to Rook. Rook is now immune to paralysis. And then it goes to Zeke. Zeke will get 4 stamina. And I'm just seeing what options I have as far as murdering people is concerned. I mean, Earthlow would probably be the safest bet. Problem is whether or not I can actually hit these guys. You get removed off the board. Go ahead and get rid of that while I'm at it. Don't need to worry about any of this anymore. It would have been okay if I had actually gotten more kills, but unfortunately I rolled just like Remy, and it kind of just went downhill from there. Alright, so yeah, Zeke is going to go ahead and spend a stamina. Oh, actually, first he's going to transform into a Merchound, and then do a Aquatic Zoom. These do count as water tiles. I believe that's what it said earlier. Oh, they don't count as water tiles. Okay, never mind. In that case, instead of doing the I did start my turn in water, so I do still get the +2 movement. And I'm not affected by water terrain, right? Since I'm not affected by water terrain, can I jump? I don't know. These questions perplex me. Alright, well, either way, I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I can fall anywhere down here, so I'll go... Who's wounded, by the way? Purple is. Alright. We'll fall to the water here. I'll do aquatic zoom to here. Actually, no, I can do a move. I still have a point of movement left. I'll go to here for my final movement. Then I'm going to spin 2 to go ahead and take a shot with a deadly spine. I'll target purple. Unfortunately, it does have +1 defense, so this will be against a defense of 11. That's not surprising. I'll spend 1 stamina to transform out of Merchound to go Earthloa. And then that'll be it. Okay, cycles 1 through 3 are going to do their thing. So it's just going to be 2. 2 is going to shoot me. Yeah. So I'm going to get rid of these dice here. And just grab some purples. Or sorry, some teals. Zeke's probably going to die, by the way, because I kind of just threw him out there. Attack hits, and it's going to do 1 whole damage. And then it's going to move up and take a bite attack. Sure, I'll dodge. Oh no, I can't, I'm in water. Alright. Here comes the next attack. It is still within range of everyone else. By the way, the number 6 cave sickle did nothing because it had no targets. Okay, attack misses. Where were these rolls earlier? Then he's going to get dragged by current and provoke a break attack. 14, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh boy, I need to take a moment for this. So, yeah, this is provoking a break attack. Actually, are they affected by current? They should be, right? Movement point is okay. They are only the only thing that they're not affected by is the movement point cost. So they still get dragged by current. The more you know. Yeah, it still has current as far as the arrows are concerned. And it didn't change any rules for the current anywhere. Yeah, these currents move figures in one space. Sometimes they move 2 spaces. That's why I'm checking again. Okay. So I do hit. +1 defense. Yeah, +1 defense, so 11 defense. So 14, so 3 base. 4 for the burst. And then it says shield. It's a shield book pair that does 2 damage here. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That kills purple. Good times. All right. Next goes to the orange cave sickle. This one's going to take a shot at Zeke. Clear shot. Now it's just 2 teals. That is 14, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It'll do 3 damage because I have 5 armor. Then it's going to move up and say hi. And then do a bite attack. Everything's in range still. 0 damage. And then it's going to get pulled by current and provoke another break attack. That's the Zeke I know. All right, and that is it for cave sickles 1 through 3. He has 24 HP left, so he might be okay for a little while until I get poisoned. Oh, I do need to roll a. Speaking of poison, I do need to roll a check. Okay, I am poisoned. The more you know. Oh, and I do need to roll for explosion. No explosion. All right. Anything else that causes sedate? Nope. It's just that stuff. All right. So I just reshuffled the initiative. 1 through 3 goes first. So it's going to shoot at Zeke. Attack misses. Then it's going to go into range and swing at Zeke. Also misses. Then he's going to get dragged back, and I get a break attack. 11. So they only have 10 defense now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 8 damage. You did better than Nightingale. All right. That is it for cave sickles 1 through 3. Goes to Remy, who is not paralyzed anymore. So we'll go ahead and spend 2 stamina and try to do our job. So we're going to go fly to blue objective. Do I have to be on it? In this space, so I do have to be on it. So yeah, I just flew around the corner here to handle that part. And then we have to do a strength 10 check. Currently we have +4. Does take an encounter action to do this. All right. If you do, read the hidden text for the blue objective. You pull at the blade with all your might. It slowly slides out of the dirt, and you hold it up triumphantly. Suddenly, the ground gives way beneath your feet, place a dangerous terrain token on the space your figure occupied, and place your figure on an adjacent space. Then make a lore 12 check. If you fail this check, you don't realize how unstable the ground is. The weapon slips from your hands and plummets out of your reach as you stumble to more solid footing. Oh yeah, that's right. It's Rook that's actually good at this thing. Well, in any case, we'll unlock you briefly and make a copy. A lore check, really? Honestly, it should be an agility, but whatever. Alright, well, unfortunately my lore is 2, so I have to roll a 10 on this. Not a 10. I'll go ahead and re-roll with intervention. I will go ahead and pop a bottle blessing. There we go. That's 13. So the question is, was that worth 6 gold? Let's find out. If you pass, you anticipate that the ground could give way, then gain a random common weapon with the sword, axe, or knife tag. Alright, I don't think anything in here has those tags, just making sure. I mean, some people call guitars axes, but that's not the case in this situation. So, anything that is a sword, axe, or knife. That's an axe. That's a knife. These are definitely swords. That's an axe. That's a sword. That's a knife. That's an axe. And that's a sword. Alright, so all but minus 1 card, because I already bought one of the Elenian edges. I'm just seeing if there's anything else I could have missed. I don't think I missed anything else. Alright, shuffle, take top. Get an Elenian edge. Well, unfortunately that's less than useful, but that's okay. Alright, we get a free re-equip. So if I want to, I could switch over to double blues, or double teals if I really want to, but I'm not going to. Still, we can sell this for 10 gold, so I did technically make money off of that. Just slightly annoying. Alright, that is it for Remy. Goes to Earthloa, which is going to swing at Rook. Rook will attempt to dodge. I'll use a stamina for it. I have 12 defense. It misses. And that is it for that. Alright, goes to Zeke. Zeke is poisoned. Takes 5 damage. Alright. So I go up to max stamina thanks to haste. And can we kill these guys before they kill me? I do have magic bombs if I really need to use them, but honestly, I don't really need to. Also, I didn't get pulled by the current because I have hulking. So, let's go ahead and I mean, one thing I could do is just switch to K-Sickle. Now, I believe that removes effects if I'm immune. If they have an effect and then gain immunity, they immediately lose the effect. Perfect, that saves me the trouble. Alright, I'll spend 1 to change into a Cave Sickle. I get rid of poison. And then I will attack the orange Cave Sickle. I could do a ranged attack with Scaring and Spine, so that's what I'll do. That'll cost me 2. That sounds about right. I'll spend a stamina to move to here. And then I will transform back into an Earthloa. What happened to my Earthloa? Oh, it's right there. Okay. Okie dokie. That is it for that. Goes to K-Sickles 4 through 6. So this one's going to move up to shoot. It's going to shoot twice. Just 2 teals. I'm going to just roll the top ones here. 0 damage. 13, so 3, 4, 5, 6 does 1 damage. And then it's going to get pulled by current. Alright, then it's going to go to this one, which is going to be able to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it's going to do a jump check and try to go to town there. Black die. It's fine. Alright, now it's going to be rolling empowered dice. So we'll roll these ones instead. Misses. Second shot. 13. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll do 5 damage. Hey, you got through half his health. And then you get pulled by current. Alright. Goes to Rook. Alright. At this point, we need to keep this Earthlower alive. So we're going to spend a stamina to move. Or sorry, go to full stamina, then spend a stamina to move. And 1, 2, fall in the water. And then go 3 to here. I will go ahead and at this point I will give an intervention to Zeke. And then I'm going to spend 2 stamina and empower it to do a courage stifle. I'm going to target the orange cave sickle. Uh, 17. So again, it's rolling the wrong dice. So like I said, the scripting for these things are kind of buggy, but either way, it's even with the better dice, it still failed, so it'll take 8 damage and explode. Or does it? No explosion. That's a swarm dead. Draw loot. 10 gold. Honestly, the back-to-back loot item loots definitely made this pretty fun, to say the least. Alright, anything to play around with? Not really. Alright, I'm going to do another courage stifle. We'll target we'll target pink. Only 9. So what, orange and should be orange and white. So I'll just grab these dice here. Does pass, just barely. Alright. Nothing to worry about current. New round, nothing to drag. Goes to Remy. Alright, Remy will get 3 stamina and heal for 1. I think I forgot to heal for 1 last round, but I'm not going to worry about it. 2 stamina, we're going to fly. Yeah, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it costs me 1 more stamina. I will fall in here and go to this water terrain space. And then I'm going to target purple with a blade works. That's 11. So 1 damage base, 2, 3, 4. 4 damage in total to that one. Alright, and then I'm going to go spend 2 stamina to swing again. I'll go ahead and re-roll with the Sword of Dominion. Jeez, Remy, you gotta stop. Alright, my turn will end. I'm going to get pulled by current and slam into the cave sickle next to me for 1 damage. To herself and it. Goes to Zeke. Zeke will get 4 stamina. Zeke will go spend 1 stamina to move. He'll go 1, 2, 3. And then take a swing. Ten is a hit. It'll be 0 damage base. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do 4 damage. And then that'll be it for Zeke. Goes to Earthloa. Earthloa is going to just pass turn because there's nowhere he can actually go. He's not going to purposely throw himself on dangerous terrain. Goes to K-Cycle 4 through 6. Because what this thing says... I guess technically you could try to make its way towards that. I've never really considered it like that, but 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe we'll just make it fall down the cliff. Yeah, I guess I can play like that. I've never really considered it like that, but it does make sense. K-Cycle 4 through 6. We'll start with 4. It's in melee, so it's gonna take a swing at Zeke. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, everyone's in range. Double teals. 14. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He'll do 3 damage. This one doesn't have an onslaught though. What it instead does is it'll attack every adjacent opponent, and if it only hits one opponent, it does a continue down. It's going to go ahead and make a ranged attack, which is going to be on Remy, unfortunately. Can't dodge because it's water. Of course, I roll near max damage. Cool. Thanks, game. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It'll do 6 damage because I have Hoodie. All right. Then it goes to going into melee with the person with the most damage, which is going to be Zeke. And then makes a bite attack. All right, 15, so 5. We'll go ahead and just reduce that down to 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 does 5 damage. I'm at 3 HP left, and I do make a save to see if I die from poison. 10, I think, is exactly what I needed. I do resist. And then it's going to get a break attack as it gets pulled by current. 11 is a hit. It'll be 1 damage base. 2 from the burst. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It'll do 8 damage, which will indeed kill it, because it has 12 HP. Let's make sure I did that correctly. I have 1 base. 2 from the burst. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 8 damage. So that is a killed K-Cycle, which will hopefully make this a little less painful. Then it goes to K-Cycle 5, which unfortunately is going to do a number to Remy. All right. Correct numbers? It is the correct one. Oh, good. Near max damage again. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's going to do 6 damage. I'm going to die from these guys, and it's going to suck. Thankfully, I do have planks, so Rook can get out of here. But yeah, this is painful. Then it's going to attack ranged, which unfortunately is going to be on Remy again. Okay, attack misses. Don't have any way of countering. Then it's going to move towards most wounded person, which is Earthloa. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will provoke an attack from Remy, so I'll go ahead and make it. Oh, I did forget about explosion. No explosion. Remy, you got it. You got to do something. I'm pretty sure every time I attack with Remy, I let out a sigh because it's just disappointing. This is why I generally am kind of shocked by how much they nerfed every build in 1.2, because bad luck can just screw you over in this game. You might as well take whatever build you can get that can murder everything. Either way, we'll take a swing at Zeke. It's going to be orange and teal this time. Not that it seems to matter. 12. So 2, 3, 4 does 0 damage. Will be a poison though. I resist the poison. Then it's going to be a break attack from the current. We'll take what we can here. 14. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Wait, is that right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 damage. One-shotting a K-Sickle. Would have killed a full one at this point. Actually, it wouldn't, because the full ones actually have 12 defense. Either way, does it explode? I'm certainly admiring this strategy of slam everything against Earthlower Zeke and then letting them die from current. That is certainly something. But we do have one more to go. This one's just going to be rolling 2 oranges and probably will kill Remy. 13. So 3, 4, 5. They'll do 3 damage. I believe that finishes her off. Nope, she's at 1 HP. But then it's going to take a ranged attack on her. And that will finish her off. Bye-bye, Remy. You were honestly kind of disappointing. Majority of the things you did in this battle was just grab loot chest with your high mobility, but everything else was kind of bad. Alright, then it's going to go melee Zeke and try to finish him off. 11's a hit. It's going to do 0 damage, but I do need to make the check. I'm good. Alright, and then it's going to get pulled away by current. I make a break attack. 15. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That will kill. We'll see if it explodes. No explosion. Alright, that is K-Sickles dealt with. That was a lot of work. 7 gold. Alright, all we have left is that objective that I would like to go and grab. Goes to... one second. Okay, goes to Rook's turn. Rook will just gain some stamina. He'll give himself an intervention. I completely forgot to even use my intervention, but that's completely fine at this point. It would not really have saved me. Spend a stamina to move. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then that'll be it. I have heavy, so the current's not going to do anything to me. And then new round. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can make this guy fall wherever. Nearest, I mean, technically both of them are within range, but I'll go after Rook because of higher initiative. So I'll just drop him down here. He won't get pulled by the current for multiple reasons. It says figure, so I'm going to assume that these guys are smart enough to know that there's a route here. Alright, either way, it's going to take a swing. I'm just going to use a regular dodge. Actually, I can't dodge. I'm in water. So it's going to take a swing. Misses. And that is it for that. We go to Rook. Rook will get 4 stamina. We will spend 2 and Empower to cast a spell. I will use Intervention to reroll both. Well, that's 10. That's 10. Alright, I will cast again. No Empower. That's 13. Alright, I do 8 damage. Alright, and last stamina I'll use to go ahead and reapply Intervention. Actually, no. Last action, I'm going to spend it to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't get pulled by current for multiple reasons. Actually, we'll go here with Rook. Alright. Goes to Zeke's turn. He's going to get 4 stamina. I'm going to spend 1 to transform. into a water Loa. Yeah, that's fine. Transform into a water Loa. This will change this tile into water. And then I'll spend a stamina to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That puts me right there. Last stamina I'm going to use to transform back into human form and let myself get dragged by the current one step. Alright, new round. Alright, Earth Loa goes first. It's going to move up, but before I do that, I will go ahead and flip the Perpetrator Catsuit at any time you cannot be targeted this turn. So now it's just going to go towards Rook, like so. And then take a swing at Rook. Rook cannot dodge. Oh yeah, I forgot. I can actually be knocked off this thing. That's my bad. Well, I may get myself killed because I completely forgot about being knocked over. Either way, this will hit. So that's 12. It'll be 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll do 1 damage. And then I have to make a check. I passed. I don't get knocked over. Yeah, I got mixed up for some reason. I kept thinking I can't be pushed with Rook. I can definitely be pushed. I just don't get pushed by the current. So thankfully this DC was 12 exactly, so I do resist it. I'm definitely playing with fire. Goes to Rook's turn. Rook will spend a stamina, or he's got 4 stamina. I'm going to spend 1 to... Yeah, I'm going to spend 1 stamina to move. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm actually going to go ahead and pop a plank, because I can't afford to wait any longer. Actually, no. We're fine. We'll manage. Don't do the plank yet. Can I even make the jump, though? No. Okay. I think we'll place the plank then. Yeah, let's go ahead and place the plank. And it's going to be placed, what, adjacent? Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Give me 1 second. Okay, I should be at 2 stamina. I'm going to spend 1 stamina to grab 3 consumables from this purple objective. Shuffle. 1, 2, 3. So we got the BAMP token, great for any sticky situation. And we got the Demon Voucher, which is the reroll one for anyone, including enemies. We aren't always stuck with the hand we are dealt. And then we get the juice box. Alright, I have a grand total of... I actually have enough slots for all of it, so I'll take the Demon Voucher and then this and that, and that'll be it. Goes to Zeke. Zeke will get 4 stamina. I'll go ahead and do a fight drive and swing at this guy. 11 should be a hit because these guys only have 10 defense. So I do hit. 1 damage base. 2, 3, 4, 5. So the physical is going to do 0. And everything else doesn't matter either. Yep. Well, I tried. Alright. I'll go ahead and spend a stamina to transform into Earth Loa form. I mean, my other option is do Water Loa. But if I get hit, that's... yeah, you know what? I'll go Water Loa form. And then I'm going to spend 2 stamina to do a Reverse Osmosis, and we're going to empower it. I have orange casting die thanks to the corpse 4. And we have 15 in total. That is 10 in total, so I beat it by 5, so it's going to do 7 magic. Because 2 plus the difference. And that's kill. Let's see if he explodes, because that'll be funny too. Alright, no explosion. Let's go ahead and get our last loot token here. Let's make sure I did all this right. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, yeah, we are going to draw the last one. 9 gold. All right. Despite how well we did in the beginning with the mast, our luck has steadily been going downhill since then. That being said, that is the last enemy. We have killed all the enemies and got all the loot tokens. So we'll go ahead and get 1 experience each and restore all adventurers. All right. 1 more experience point and maybe we can get somewhere. All right. And then we're going to be doing restore all adventures, and then someone's there is the story bit, which we're going to save till next time because this went on for quite a while. This honestly would not have been so bad if Remy and Nightingale would actually hit. Nightingale did rather well in the beginning. Remy, unfortunately, it's not even like, as far as like probability is concerned, like having an orange and a red is about the equivalent of having the equivalent of 2 teals. For the most part, as far as probability is concerned. But I just couldn't hit anything. It was insane. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that, but yeah, it's what it was. I mean, the biggest downer was the fact that I wasn't able to kill as many units as I wanted with Nightingale when I went down there. I was hoping to kill at least 2. Like, worst case scenario, I'd kill at least 2 of them. Like, get a big hit on one of them. Then try to finish the other one with, like, barbed arrows or something. But I kind of had to use everything just to kill one of them. And then I just missed with all the other attacks. Obviously, the danger with Bearer of the Justice is you generally have to keep popping empowers to actually maximize your damage. It used to be you didn't have to rely on it as much back when 1.1 barbed arrows just did it as a passive, but now that they're exhaust, I can only do so much with these things now. In any case, we won. We almost screwed it up. Like, seriously, we almost did. Yeah, it could have been really, really bad if I died, because I would have... I mean, for the most part, we got all the loot, but we would have missed out on an experience point, and I definitely did not want to miss out on an experience point. Feel free to point out any mistakes, but I'm not going to rewind at this point. But yeah, I think everything is fine for now. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I'm Theta Prestito. This was Middara Unintentional Malum Act 1 on Tabletop Simulator. I'll see you guys next time.